Thank you. Mr. Speaker, as members in this House, we make difficult decisions every day. Some of these decisions are of local significance and others take on national significance. But the only reason we have the ability to make these decisions in the House is because our local constituents gave us their consent and voted for us at the general election. And a point has been made to me that we are not delegates. But when all your neighbours, your local business people, your local pharmacists, local health professionals, your political allies, and indeed your political opponents make the point to you that you have to take a stand on an issue, I feel this is the right course of action. Mr. Speaker, I did not want to resign my front bench role. I know it was not a great office of state, but it was an important role that allowed me to hold the government to account on their aspirations of social mobility. But today, we are debating whether we trigger Article 50 and give the Prime Minister the permission to exit the European Union. And I feel I would be abandoning my duty to my constituents who have overwhelmingly and unwaveringly made their point that they do not want to leave the European Union. 75% of my constituents voted to remain in the European Union. And my honourable friend from Holborn and St Pancras made the point very powerfully from the dispatch box yesterday that this decision has not been easy. It's been a haze of conflicting emotions as we decide what to do in the Labour Party. But for me, there were two main reasons why I made the decision I did and why I will be voting against the bill today. The first decision has been made because of the future of the EU nationals living in my constituency. There are 17,000 EU nationals living in Hampstead and Kilburn. And some people have accused me and told me that I only want to be elected at the next election, which is why I'm taking this stand. Let me tell you, those people can't vote for me at the next election. The reason why I'm taking the stand I'm taking is because in Hampstead and Kilburn, we do not wince when we hear people speaking in a different language on public transport. We do not blame the very real pressures on our health system, on our criminal justice system and on our housing by scapegoating others just because they do not look like us and because they do not sound like us. In Hampstead and Kilburn, we do not indulge in baseless theories that our country is at breaking point. In Hampstead and Kilburn, we celebrate these EU nationals. They are a part of our fabric as much as everyone else, and they have a right to be here as much as the successive generations that came before them. If I vote for this bill today, I am abandoning my responsibility to these EU nationals who live in my constituency. And for lack of time, I will go on to the next reason why I'm voting against this, because of the lack of access to the single market. This affects three main groups in my constituency: the self-employed, who have argued that they need tariff-free trade with the EU; those who are involved with the scientific and technical industries, because in the last 10 years, the scientific funding has increased by 73% from EU sources, and at this point, their projects are in jeopardy. And finally, no, I will not give away, and finally, those who are involved in the financial and insurance service, who have no clarity over the future of their passporting rights. These are the reasons why, in good conscience, I cannot vote for the bill today. And finally, I will quote my friend, my honourable friend from Leeds Central, and say, this is not how we do things in the House. We need clarity. We need to see the economic impact of this decision. And in good conscience, and for the sake of my constituents, whether they can vote for me or not, I will not be voting for this bill today.
Dr. Andrew